So you want to get more organized. But how do you know which organizing products will work and which ones will just become part of the clutter? In today's video, I'm sharing 5 tips with you to get all your stuff put away nice and tidy. Hi, I'm professional organizer Katherine. I help you live a life with less clutter so you can have more space for the things that truly matter. Being organized means having all of your things put away in permanent places that make sense so you can find them when you need them. It's simple, right? I mean, most of us get this. Our socks are in a sock drawer, our forks are in the kitchen drawer, our coats are in the coat closet. But what about all those other things in your home? Everything in your home needs to have a permanent spot in order for you to stay organized. Before we get into our checklist, one warning, please do not start buying organizing products until you have decluttered as much as possible. You always want to buy your organizing containers as a final step after you've gotten rid of all the things you don't really need. So you should only be organizing the things that bring you joy and that are really important to you. Okay, let's get started. Tip number 1, decide on what room or area where a category will live. So you want to think about how often you need something. For example, if you're putting away a crock pot in your kitchen that you only use a couple of times a year, you don't need that really close to you. You can move it further away, maybe into a pantry or a storage area. So the more frequently you use something, the closer you want it to be to the main activity areas in your home. Also ask yourself, if I needed this thing, where would I look? And that can usually point you in the right direction as to where you should store it. And lastly, store things with similar function. This is why we store coats in a coat closet, or your dresses in your clothing closet, or your spoons in the kitchen. You want to store things where you're going to use it and with like items so that you're not searching all over your house to find something. Okay, tip number 2 is to store parts and pieces into manageable size containers. So once you decide where something's going to live, you need a container to put it in so that you can keep all those parts and pieces organized. Like as a sewing kit is all put together, or keeping all of your knitting supplies in one bag. So the absolute wrong thing to do is to get these huge plastic tubs and put in lots of different categories. You are just putting off the process of getting organized. You want to get a container for each category of thing. And these smaller containers will allow you to stack things onto shelves and maximize your space. Now, usually I recommend that less is more, but I would rather you buy more small, manageable size organizing containers than go and get lots of big tubs and try to mix lots of different types of things into that big tub. So tip number 3 is to get more storage. So my go-to storage solutions are plastic bins with lids or shoe boxes, open bins and baskets, Ziploc bags or space bags, paper trays, command hooks, which can actually be used to store things on the wall, so you maximize your vertical space, matching hangers, photo boxes, cube furniture, and rolling carts. All of these products will help you maximize the vertical space in your home and also keep your things organized into manageable sized containers. This is a link to my Pinterest board called Helpful Organizing Products. So go there and you can see all of these products in action. I also put the link in the description of this video. Okay, my 4th tip to you is to shop smart. Shopping for containers is actually step 6 in my home organizing roadmap. And so this is the final thing you want to do in your organizing journey. If you start with buying organizing products and trying to get organized, you're probably going to keep a lot more clutter than you need to. And also you might not get the right container. Therefore, the container becomes part of the clutter. I have a link below in the description box if you haven't picked up my home organizing roadmap yet. So here are my 4 shopping tips. I'm going to put them up here and take a screenshot. And so you can keep this with you when you decide to buy your organizing products. Number 1, make a list of the categories that you need to contain. So write down what you're trying to organize. Is it shoes? Is it greeting cards? Is it spices? Is it kitchen utensils? Make a list of those categories so you know exactly what you're looking for. Number 2, make measurement notes. So you want to measure things like the width and depth of a drawer or the height of a shelf. That way you know that the container will fit into the space where you plan to put it. Take a count. How many shoes are you trying to organize? How many spice jars are you trying to organize? A lot of organizing products don't hold the volume of things that people are keeping in their home. So a product might look really good in the store, but when you get it home, you realize it's not going to contain everything that you have. And lastly, take a photo. That way you can really visualize if this product is going to work for you. This is especially true if you're putting in a shelving system or getting a new piece of furniture. There may be some obstacle in the way, like an outlet or a heating vent that you don't want to cover up in the process. And taking a photo can really remind you of what's going on in that space. Okay, my fifth tip to you is to label. I really like the Brother P-Touch line of label makers. You can get those here, as you see, on Amazon. Of course, you want to label all of those containers so you know what's in them and you can find things more quickly. It's also helpful to label the shelf. So if that container gets pulled out, say to help your kids with their homework, you'll know where to put the container back because you can label the shelf as well. This is really important with families or when you have multiple people using the same supplies because it's a reminder as to where to put those items back. Okay, so let's go over those tips again. Decide where categories will live. Store parts and pieces in manageable size containers. Get more storage. Shop smart. And label. And I have one last bonus tip for you, which is that minimalists spend less time organizing. So if you're struggling with this process, I give you total permission to get rid of some crap. The fewer things you have, the less you have to organize. And it's very difficult to organize things that you don't really like or need or never use. So keep those donate, recycle, and trash bags handy and use them with enthusiasm. Congratulations, you've just eliminated one more thing that you don't have to organize. Do you have a favorite organizing product? Share your answer in the comments below. And subscribe to my channel for more tips on organizing, decluttering, minimizing, and downsizing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.